get into the moments of football philosophy and football statistics. So Karim does his walk of stardom one last time here on the show. And, he moved in a zigzag format. I don't know what that means. Yeah.
I thought he had stopped.
What is informing the whole zigzag movement? Tell me about it.
I'm sad the AFCON is ending.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Yes. We've seen beautiful things at this AFCON.
Yeah.
Some people will say that it's challenging the World Cup, and we are not far off. You just have to maybe add on to it, not go back to what we are used to seeing. What is going on social media? What caused that? Some people are logging out of their Twitter accounts and that sort. What is causing that?
It's neck pressing, constant neck pressing. This is more intense than the German gegenpressing.
What I'm saying is that why are Ghanaians trolling at the Nigerians?
Well, the simple reason is that they were just praying that number 4 will still remain up there and remain special to us, so that nobody gets close. And Nigeria was getting close. They were just one step away. And if they had won this, that would have been it.
And also because they were talking too much.
Yes. They and it reminds you of the legend, Daniel Amokachi, and that 360 video he did in the stadium ahead of the World Cup qualifiers.
Forgotten.
I haven't forgotten. Later on, when Ghana qualified ahead of Nigeria, the legendary Anthony Baffo also did a very nice 360 video.
There is the Amaju Pinnick video where he met the press after the playoff draw was conducted and Nigeria drew Ghana. And people asked him, journalists asked him his views on the draw, and he said, how can you ask such a question? Nigeria will be at the World Cup. He says, Qatar wants to see Buhari, and Buhari will be at the World Cup. And they have a very unique way of pronouncing the name Buhari.
Yeah.
Like the H goes silent. And then the R is pronounced with a certain roll of the tongue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost like a French pronunciation.
It is a clip I will never forget because he essentially presented a case where it was a given for Nigeria and especially Buhari to be at the World Cup.
Well,
now I've mentioned the name of this Chinese philosopher before, and it's only on a good note that I close with it. Luatu.
Okay. What did Luatu say?
He says that he who boasts of his accomplishments heaps ridicule on himself.
I see.
Correct for 3 points. Correct. Very consistent with the times. Please repeat it for us.
He who boasts of his accomplishments heaps ridicule on himself.
That is the sermon for the day.
That's it.
Yes. That explains everything the Nigerians are experiencing today.
The game we've seen on yesterday, it's an answer dominance from the start.
Yeah.
The Nigerians didn't have answer to all the questions Cote d'Ivoire were asking of them from the start. Two teams playing in similar styles but very different ways. You see that the Nigerians like to go long from the back, but the Ivorians too, they also go long, but they do it coordinatedly. When they have to do it, they do it. And when they have to do the passes and go through the middle or the sideways, they do it. Look at the possession. It was the same way when they met in the group stages. Ivory Coast completely buzzed it, and Nigeria were going through the long balls. It is the same way in this game. 21% of about 248 passes they attempted were long balls. But it didn't work because the Ivorians had the antidote to it. Look at shots. This is the lowest they've attempted at this tournament. And the shots on target for them, 1. That is the joint lowest. Also against Guinea-Bissau, where they attempted 1 shot on target and scored 1 goal. Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, Nigeria attempted 5 shots and Ivory Coast attempted 18. That is almost that's triple of that, more than triple of that. Complete dominance, expected goals. up to this point, Nigeria has never had an expected goal of less than 0.5. It means that they were not even expected to score a goal in this game. But because of how brilliant William Troost-Ekong is, he towered over Sergio Aurier and scored that. And just expectedly, the Ivorians were expected to score 2 goals, and they did just that. This is more important here. Possession lost in a defensive third. On Friday, when we were previewing the game, I talked about how the Ivorians press. Sekou Fofana, Seri, and then Frank Kessie carrying the ball really well. They don't even allow the Nigerians to move the ball out of their own half. That is why we have to move on to 2 players that were key in deciding how the game went. Let's first look at Ola Aina. Remember against Angola, when they faced Angola, I talked about how brilliant he was and just Dala being poor in that game. This game is a reverse. Look at the number of tackles. 0 for him. He's off. He's dribbled past 3 times. And clearances. Made 4. A player of his sort is always bumping forward, not at the back trying to make clearances. And this game, we'll look at the pass maps. He was really restricted. The questions Simon Adingra was asking of him, there was none. And a player of his sort, he's the second most creative player for Nigeria at this AFCON. And this game, he created 0 chances in that game. Let's move on to Simon Adingra. That is contrast of the performance of Ola Aina. Adingra created 6 chances in that game. That is the most of any player. Completed 5 dribbles, all of them through Ola Aina's position. 5 dribbles, all of them through that side, and entered the opposition box 9 times. That is the most of any player. He's having a full day in that game and crucially created the 2 assists. Now let's move on to the pass maps. This is what I just explained. Let's move on to the pass map of Nigeria. This is how scattered it is. Looks like they just put 1 player at the back, another here, and they're playing long balls to each other.
Yeah.
And that didn't really work out for them. I said it that there are 2 teams that like to play the ball to each other. This is Ola Aina's average position in the game. This is the joint least, most advanced position he's done in this game. Playing as a wing back, he's usually either on the center way line or above it. But this game, because of how much questions Simon Adingra was asking of him, he couldn't move forward. He was stuck to his defensive area. Now let's move on and see what Simon Adingra did in that game, his average position. Adingra's average position, this is Aina's average position. And Adingra was much more higher advanced than Ola Aina would have liked.
So basically, Ola Aina did not cross this.
Did not cross this. He crossed, but
the average, he didn't.
He's on his own half when he was supposed to be bumping forward, trying to put in crosses or trying to help in Nigeria's build-up to creating chances. Let's show the Nigeria Cote d'Ivoire pass map. Okay. So this is Simon Adingra. Yeah. Ola Aina's average position was just around here. And Simon Adingra is just above where he is. It means that he can't move forward. Simon Adingra basically blocked how creative he can be in the game. And it was part of the reason why Nigeria couldn't create anything of a chance in this game. Having just 1 shot on target, that's really poor. You can't win a final with that.
I see. Interesting stuff there.